The red skies above the colony of Kareth turned darker with fire. Screams echoed across the rocky valleys as buildings collapsed and alien ships hovered above like hunters. The insectoid species known as the Tharn had never known war. They were farmers, builders, thinkers, not soldiers. Elder Tarnik stood outside the communications tower, his large black eyes staring at the sky. The flames danced in the reflection of his gaze. Behind him, younglings cried. Mothers tried to hide them in underground bunkers, but the raiders were everywhere. "We must send another distress call," Tarnik said, his voice shaking. "We already sent 3, said Mira, a younger council member. "No answer. The Galactic Council won't come." "They have to," he snapped. "They said all member colonies are protected." But they both knew the truth. The Tharn colony was on the edge. Too far, too poor, too weak. They were useful until they weren't. Still, Tarnik pressed the button and spoke again, even as the walls around him cracked. "This is Tharn Colony 6. We are under attack. Please, anyone, help us. They are killing the children." The message shot into space. No reply came. Far away, deep in the void, in a forgotten corner of space, where stars looked cold and dead, a single satellite blinked. It was small, rusted, floating in silence for over 100 years. Dust from asteroids and forgotten wars clung to its body like scars. But when the Tharn distress call hit its old receiver, something strange happened. Inside, a system woke. Incoming emergency signal detected. Non-council distress level. Red. Protocol. Phantom Armada. Initializing. A mechanical voice, soft and aged, whispered through the void. "We hear you. Years ago, Earth was part of the stars. They built ships faster than light. They made peace and war. They joined the Galactic Council. They helped colonies. They saved lives. But then, something happened. Some say Earth was betrayed. Others say they simply walked away. The truth was lost. All anyone knew now was Earth had gone dark. Silent. The Council called them extinct. Others called them cowards. But Earth had not stopped watching. They just watched from the shadows. Inside a moon-sized station hidden in the outer void, hundreds of screens came to life. Red lights blinked. Holograms flickered. A symbol long forgotten glowed on the main console, the ancient blue and white flag of Earth. Massive vaults opened, releasing cold steam into the dark chambers. Long lines of black warships stood ready. They had not moved in decades. Until now. Phantom Armada Protocol activated. Mission: protect the innocent, punish the silent. Back on Tharn Colony 6, the situation was hopeless. The raiders had cut power. The bunkers were failing. The skies were filled with burning debris. Tarnik held a small child in his arms. He whispered songs from the old world to calm her. He looked up and saw nothing but smoke. Then a sudden silence. No more gunfire. No more screams. Just quiet. Then a sound. Not from the sky. From the ground. A deep, distant hum, like a wave of thunder in the stars. Somewhere near the edge of the galaxy, a council patrol ship picked up strange signals. "Commander, we have ghost signatures moving near Grid 9. Ghosts. No heat trail. No communication. But something's there. Big. Very big." Then, one by one, their systems shut down. Screens turned black. Engines failed. The lights dimmed. A final message flashed on their control panel. "We heard their cry. You chose silence. Now we speak for them." The camera zooms out. From the dark side of a gas giant, dozens of massive black ships drift forward. No lights. No sound. Only shadows. The Phantom Armada has returned. And Earth's silence has broken. The stars above the Tharn colony were no longer burning red. The sky was quiet. The alien raiders who once filled the skies had vanished without a trace. Not destroyed. Removed. Cleanly. Silently. Not a single soul saw what happened. Only the silence remained. Elder Tarnik stepped out of the ruined bunker. His antennae twitched. His legs shook. Around him, survivors peeked from broken shelters. The young ones stared at the heavens with wide eyes. What saved us? Mira whispered beside him. Tarnik didn't answer. He only looked up, thinking of the old legends, of the Terrans, the forgotten warriors from Earth. In deep space, the Phantom Armada moved like shadows across the void. Their ships were enormous. Long black triangles, silent and unregistered. No known council code. No broadcast. Just motion. Inside the command ship Oblivion Spear, systems whirred to life. Artificial intelligence took control. Earth had no crew anymore. These ships had waited too long. Human hands were no longer needed. They were machines now, but with a mission. A voice echoed in the dark halls of the fleet. Target zone. Council territories. Command. Observe. Evaluate. Strike only if silence continues. The Earth fleet didn't just bring war. It brought judgment. Council headquarters. Galactic core. The Galactic Council, made of dozens of species, met in a grand, shining hall. Screens showed colony news. Reports of unrest. Pirate attacks. And now, silence from Tharn Colony 6. Still no contact. Asked High Counselor Vral, a reptilian alien with cold golden eyes. None, replied his aide. Our scout ship disappeared as well. We're checking if it was a solar flare. No, interrupted another voice. It was Admiral Krex from the Martok species. His voice was bitter. This is no accident. Something interfered, and I know what. Everyone turned. Krex pulled up an image from deep space sensors, a blurry silhouette of a massive black ship drifting just outside Council space. I've seen that shape before, he said grimly. It's Terran design. It's Earth. Gasps filled the room. But they're extinct, shouted a delegate. They vanished, said another. Maybe, Krex replied. But maybe they were only waiting. Meanwhile, on Earth, far beneath the surface of Antarctica, machines older than memory buzzed with activity. In deep silence, thousands of long-dead servers lit up. Inside a glowing chamber, 3 preserved human figures lay in stasis pods. One of them, a woman named Commander Illyra Voss, twitched. A robotic voice whispered, "Mission status. Critical. Revival necessary." Her eyes slowly opened. On the Tharn colony, Elder Tarnik stood on a hill, watching the horizon. Black shapes hovered just out of sight, not close enough to scare, but close enough to be seen. They didn't speak. They didn't land. They simply stayed, watching. One of the small children asked, "Are they angels?" Tarnik wanted to say yes, but deep in his heart, he knew the truth. They weren't angels. They were Terrans, and they had come back not for peace, but for balance. Back in the void, the Phantom Armada received another signal. Another colony, this one of the Hilary species, was under attack. The Council had ignored their cries too. The Terran system responded with one word: acknowledged. One of the Terran ships detached. It jumped into hyperspace. Seconds later, sensors in that region of space recorded a blinding light. Then silence. No more attackers. No more suffering. Just silence. At the Council, panic spread. The Council tried to track the Earth fleet, but they failed. Every time they thought they found them, the ships vanished into dark space. A historian stepped forward in the Council meeting. His hands trembled as he held an old Terran scroll. "They called it the Phantom Doctrine," he said. "Earth created it after the last betrayal. They built fleets, then hid them. They said, one day, when silence is louder than screams, we will return. Now, That day had come. The Galactic Council's main hall was filled with loud voices. Everyone was shouting, arguing, and panicking. A new threat had returned. Earth. The word was like a ghost, an old fear that had come back from the dead. But many inside the council still refused to believe it. "This is a trick," shouted Councillor Velra, a tall creature with 6 glowing eyes. Earth was destroyed during the Orion collapse. No ship could survive this long. Another alien said, "This has to be pirates, using old Terran tech." But Admiral Krex shook his head. His face was grim. "I fought against real Earth soldiers. They don't need tricks, and they never warn twice." He threw a small cube onto the center table. A hologram appeared, Commander Illyra Voss, from Earth's Phantom Armada. Her voice echoed across the room. "To the Galactic Council, we do not seek war. But we will not allow silence to kill the innocent. You failed to protect them. Now, Earth watches." The room went silent. For the first time in decades, the Council feared something they could not control. Meanwhile, in deep space, the Phantom Armada moved again. Earth's ancient ships, sleek and black, slid through the darkness like sharks. They didn't broadcast. They didn't speak. But their presence was felt. They showed up near dying colonies. They stayed just long enough to send medical drones, then vanished again. No one knew how they moved so fast. Some said the ships didn't use normal engines. Some whispered they bent space itself. In one sector, a Council patrol ship tried to follow them. It disappeared. All that remained was a message left behind on their main console. "Do not interfere. Justice is being restored." On a desert moon, Refugee Camp 9, Zura, a young alien girl with soft yellow skin, held her baby brother tight. The camp had been under attack for weeks. No one helped. Not the Council. Not even the local system leaders. Then, one night, the sky lit up. Everyone ran outside and looked up. A black ship hovered silently in the stars. No lights. No sound. Suddenly, dropships came down like shadows. Earth medics. Earth food drones. Earth defense bots. They didn't speak the native language. They didn't need to. They gave water, medicine, safety. Zura cried. Not out of fear, but because someone had finally answered. Back on Earth, the awakening. In the hidden Earth Command Corps, Commander Illyra stood before a screen. Her team of AI units and revived officers monitored dozens of systems. All across the galaxy, more colonies were under threat. More cries ignored by the Council. The Earth system spoke. Pattern matches historical betrayal. Council corruption level, 89%. Illyra nodded. Then it's not time to return as diplomats, she said. It's time to return as guardians. A large screen showed the Earth fleet. All of them were now fully active. The Phantom Armada had fully awakened. In the Council's secret war room, they held a vote. Do we confront Earth? Asked High Chancellor Viral. If we go to war, we may lose everything, said one voice. If we do nothing, we lose control, said another. Then Admiral Krex stood up. I warned you once. Earth is not what it was. They do not conquer. They correct. The room went silent again. And then someone whispered, what if they're right? What if we are the problem? No one had an answer. Seen on a hidden Council base, illegal prison colony. Here, dozens of peaceful rebels and innocent civilians were held without trial. For years, no one even knew they were alive. Then, the lights went out. One guard looked up and saw a shape in the sky. Triangular, black, silent. Seconds later, the sky opened. Terran drop pods landed like thunder. Not with explosions, but with perfect precision. No one died. No blood. Every prisoner was rescued. Every corrupt guard was paralyzed by shock stun, not killed. A message was left behind, scratched into metal. We do not destroy. weaklings. In the dark edges of space, ships moved like ghosts. They had no transponders, no lights, no signals. But they were real, silent and fast. Earth's phantom armada. And they were watching everything. Council systems believed they had eyes everywhere, but Earth's eyes had always been hidden. Look. First 5 to 7 mins. In a council mining world called Raxor 7, workers were dying. The air was toxic. Machines were breaking down. No medical teams had arrived in years. Miners begged the council for help. No response. One miner, Guro, a thin, tired alien, looked at the sky and said, "No one's coming." But that night, the stars shifted, and something dark blocked the moonlight. No one saw it land. No one heard it move. But the next morning, fresh oxygen tanks sat outside the main building. The broken Medbot center was fixed and etched on a wall. We came. Scene 1. Council scrambles. In the Galactic Council Tower, panic grew. Every week, another report came in. A raider base destroyed without gunfire. A black ship seen over a refugee station. Stolen council weapons returned, with a warning. They didn't know where Earth's ships were coming from. They didn't know how they moved, or how they vanished so fast. They are not using jump gates, Admiral Krex said. They are using old void technology. But void tech is unstable, a senator cried. Admiral Krex nodded. Yes, but Earth built it. And now, they've perfected it. Scene 2. The Legend of the Black Ships. In underground message boards across the galaxy, whispers thread. I saw a ship, blacker than night. It moved like wind. They saved us. No words, just help. They call themselves Earth's ghosts. They never kill unless they have to. They punish the wicked and protect the forgotten. A myth was forming. But it wasn't fiction. It was the Phantom Armada. Scene 3. Earth's plan revealed. In Earth's hidden command center, Commander Illyra Voss stood with her tactical eye. Shadowmind. A new galaxy map glowed on the wall. More than 130 colonies were marked ignored by Council. Illyra touched the screen. These people are not Earth's citizens, but they are innocent, she said. Shadowmind replied, Justice cannot wait for permission. Illyra turned to her officers. We strike tonight. Operation Whisperstorm begins. Across the stars, phantom ships blinked online. Scene 4. Operation Whisperstorm. The mission was clear. Free the captured. Protect the helpless. Disable the corrupt. On a council slave world, the phantom ships arrived in seconds. No bombs, no full battles. Just perfect coordination. Guards fell asleep, hit with precision neural disruptors. The prison gates opened by invisible code injectors. And in under 9 minutes, over 3,000 innocent beings were rescued. No Earth soldier ever showed their face. They left behind only one thing. Do not hide cruelty in the shadows. Because now, Earth lives in the shadows. Scene 5. Inside the Council's secret meeting. High Chancellor Virol slammed the table. This is madness. Earth is creating chaos. They are restoring balance, Admiral Krex corrected. They are making us look weak, shouted another. No, Krex said calmly. They are showing the galaxy who the real protectors are. The Council had a choice. They could admit their failure, or start a war. Silence filled the room. Cowards and liars don't like being seen. But now, Earth's shadows had eyes. Scene 6. Zura's voice. On a peaceful world just saved by the Phantom Armada, little Zura, the alien girl from before, held a silver pendant left by the humans. It was a simple symbol, a planet surrounded by stars. She stood on a small cliff, holding her brother, and whispered, "Thank you, Earth." Behind her, more people began to speak of Earth not as a danger, but as a protector. And across the galaxy, the people started hoping again. Not in the Council, but in the black ships from the void. Deep inside the Council's intelligence division, a rare signal is found. It's a faint communication pulse coming from an asteroid near the Drillix cluster. It's Earth tech, the analyst says. They're hiding a fleet command center inside. Council leaders waste no time. They approve Operation Silence, a surprise attack meant to destroy the Phantom Armada's main base. They gather 5 Council dreadnoughts and 2 shockwave cannons. Strike hard. Strike fast. Leave nothing behind. Chancellor for all orders. Scene 2. The trap begins. As the Council fleet approaches the asteroid, everything looks quiet. No ships. No movement. No signal. Admiral Joran, leading the attack, smirks. Too easy. The first cannon fires. The asteroid explodes in a fireball of debris and smoke. Target eliminated, a pilot says. But then, the smoke clears. There was no command center, only a decoy transmitter. Suddenly, alarms scream inside every Council ship. Then the lights go out. Scene 3. Phantom counterstrike. From behind a nearby moon, 5 Phantom ships emerge. Black, silent, and massive. They don't speak. They don't warn. They strike. EMP blasts shut down 2 dreadnoughts instantly. One ship loses power and drifts into the moon's gravity well, crashing in silence. Admiral Joran tries to send a message, but the system won't respond. A calm voice echoes through the bridge. This is Earth. You fired first. We fire last. One by one, the Council ships are disabled, not destroyed. Their crews are left alive, but their weapons are melted, and their engines are frozen. The Phantom Armada disappears into the void again, leaving only a single transmission. We do not seek war, but we do not run from it either. Scene 4. Council panic grows. Back on the capital planet Veraxis Prime, panic spreads like fire. How did they take down 7 warships without killing anyone? A senator asks. Admiral Krex says nothing. His face is pale. The answer is simple. Earth knows how to fight without being monsters. And that terrifies the Council even more. They call for tighter control, more propaganda, and planet lockdowns. But it's too late. Across the stars, people cheer for Earth. Children paint black ships on walls. Colonists whisper legends of the shadows who care. The Council's lies are falling apart. Scene 5. Inside Earth Command. Commander Elera Voss watches the battle recording from the asteroid trap. She frowns. That was too easy, she says. Shadowman agrees. It was not just an attack. It was a test. Elira nods. They were testing how we respond. They wanted to see our limits. Then she opens a classified file. It's marked Council Weapon Alpha, Project Godflame. Earth intelligence has intercepted something dark. The Council is building a superweapon, one that could erase entire planets. They're preparing for full war, Elira whispers. We have to act. Scene 6. The galaxy takes sides. In the days after the failed Council attack, more worlds send hidden messages to Earth. We support your cause. Please protect us. The Council lie to us too. Earth doesn't respond to most of them. But silently, more Phantom fleets awaken. Old warships from the Soul Vault rise from oceans, mountains, and ice fields. Humans who trained in secret for decades are called to duty. The shadows grow stronger. The Council pushed first. Now Earth begins to push back. On Veraxis Prime, Council leaders stand inside the control room of Godflame. A planet killer, charged and aimed. Once fired, Earth will be ash within hours, Supreme Chancellor Viral declares. But one technician hesitates. Sir, something strange is happening. Speak. Our surveillance moons, they've all gone dark, one by one. Outside the fake moon, black ships slowly rise. Silent. No engine glow. No warnings. They form a ring around the weapon. Earth's Phantom Armada has arrived. Scene 2. Earth's final warning. A voice echoes across every council frequency. It's Commander Elira Voss. You built a weapon to kill billions. You left the innocent to die for your politics. You thought Earth was gone. We were watching. You wanted war. Now you will see justice. The council laughs. You can't touch us. You're outnumbered. But then the lights go out, inside Godflame itself. Scene 3. The infiltration. Inside the weapon, lights flicker. Doors won't open. Alarms stay silent. Council soldiers run to armed stations, only to find their codes changed. A hidden team of Earth operatives had already entered days ago. They blended in, wore fake faces, used old data lines. One by one, they shut Godflame down from the inside. On the main screen, a message appears. System control transferred. Phantom protocol online. The super weapon is now Earth's. Scene 4. The people speak. Across the galaxy, something unexpected happens. Millions of aliens begin protesting. They rise in peaceful rebellion. Children wear Earth symbols. Colonies change flags. Some even raise black Phantom Armada banners. The council panics. Their fear turns to desperation. They beg Earth to talk. But Earth does not answer right away, because they are already watching the skies for something worse. Scene 5. Earth's choice. In the command ship Eclipse Prime, Earth's leaders gather. The question is simple. Do they destroy Godflame, or use it? Shadowman says, wipe the council clean. Start over. Elira Voss hesitates. If we do that, we become like them. Instead, they'd make a new plan. They won't use the weapon. They'll reveal it to everyone. All planets, all systems. The Council's crimes, the lies, the cover-ups, the recordings of every ignored distress call. The galaxy deserves the truth. Scene 6. The collapse. Once the files are released, the Council falls. One by one, planets leave their control. Leaders resign. Riots break out in government centers. Old enemies now unite, not in fear, but in hope. The last Council fleet refuses to surrender. They attack a border world in rage. But the Phantom Armada is waiting. They disable the enemy without killing a single crew, and leave behind a message burned into the sky. You are free now. Final scene. A new beginning. In a quiet room aboard Eclipse Prime, Elira watches the stars. Shadowman appears behind her. No more hiding, he says. She nods. No more shadows. A small insectoid child runs up, holding a toy ship, painted black, like the Phantom Armada. Are you the lady who saved us? The child asks. Elira smiles. No, we just showed up when no one else would. Outside the window, Earth's ships move into peaceful formation. They are no longer ghosts in the void. They are protectors. And the galaxy will never forget them.